My daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much, Ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did, before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from a lot of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. Tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Roamed from town to hide my shame. But I made a vow to the moon and stars that I'd search the honky-tonks and bars, kill that man, gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, just hit town and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table, dealing stood, sat the dirty mangy dog, named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. Knew that the hair on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold. Said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die." Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down. To my surprise, came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall into the street, kicking and a gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. Kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss. He went for his gun and I pulled mine first. Stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die. It's that name that helps to make you strong." He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight. Know you hate me and you got the right. Kill me now and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your gut and the spit in your eye. I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue." I got all choked up and I threw down my gun. Called me my pa, he called me his son. Came away with a different point of view. And I think about him every now and then, every time I try and every time I win. If I ever have a son, I'm going to name him Bill or George, anything but Sue. I still hate that name.